All right, Who You Got podcast back again, season 2. Jimmy, we are in 2026. NFL playoffs are about to be kind of decided here as we are winding up the 4 p.m. games here on Sunday, January 4th. Jimmy, I got to tell you, I'm so confused because you would think in a season where everything was kind of decided who was in, you'd know what was going on, but there's so many things it seems like are up in the air for seeding. I still don't know why teams are playing their starters and teams aren't playing their starters. Seems like the Eagles just lost the 2 seed. The Bears had to win it. I think that's why their starter's in, but I couldn't tell you. Have you been able to follow this?
Yeah, I believe you're right. The Eagles or the Bears could have been the 2 seed. I'm 95% sure, but the Eagles decided, no, we're going to trot out whoever the hell they trotted out at quarterback. The Lions still might beat the Bears, and so it's all for. And if that happens, you would think the Eagles would have really wanted to win that game. I mean, Eagles still could win. I don't know. Yeah, it's a mess.
I'm so very confused. I think the Bears are the 2 now, right? Because the Eagles are going to lose.
Assuming the Eagles lose, which it looks like they're going to lose, they haven't lost yet though. They're driving. They've got the ball. It's 3rd and 11 as we sit here, so they're not done. They're at midfield. Yeah, the Bills started Mitch Trubisky. The last game isn't the last game at home in that stadium.
Yeah.
Or maybe they started Allen for a series.
Allen played the first half. The Jets put absolutely no fight ups.
No, Allen played one snap. And they pulled him so he could have consecutive
and then they
games
pulled him.
or whatever.
But it still mattered between them being the 6 or the 7. So that's how disrespectful everybody is to the Jets. They're like, we don't care. We know we can trot out Mr. Trubisky, who looked like a complete bust.
If they had lost, they would have ended up automatically, to my understanding, playing the Patriots, who they just beat a few weeks ago.
They would have been, but I don't know. I feel like you'd rather go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's hot right now, but yeah, I don't know.
No disrespect to them. I'm just saying people had talked about that. It was one of my points I had.
Yeah, no, you're right. By the way, that's why it's so hard to, I think, figure out who's going to be good in college and not. Mitch Trubisky comes out against basically a D2 college team in the Jets, lights it on fire, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns, looks great. You'd be like, yeah, this guy's going to be good. You put a first team defense against him in the NFL. He looks god awful, can't make a decision, and throws the ball into the ground 5 yards in front of him.
What was the dude who played for the Cowboys a couple of years ago? Danny something. He was this tiny little 5'10", brown hair. I don't know how to describe him. Any idea?
For the Cowboys?
Yeah. He played like 4 or 5 games because somebody got hurt. Maybe it was a little longer ago. Danny Cannell? No, it wasn't Cannell. Anyway, whoever it was, I watched him. He came through like my Facebook feed the other day, and he was throwing against some rec team, just absolutely making just the perfect throws, making them all look dumb.
I mean, he played a bunch. He was actually. Are you talking about Cooper Rush?
No,
no.
Danny something.
Cooper Rush was in.
It was a Jewish guy. I can't remember the last name for the life of me.
Rush was the Dallas backup.
No, it wasn't Cooper Rush. There was another one, Danny something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just like you said. Those guys are going to smoke average people. Or what's that redhead's name for the Celtics that's long since retired? The guy that's like 6'10", 6'11".
Scalabrine.
Oh my God, Scalabrine. You can just Google him and watch him embarrass average folks. Like, oh, you guys think you're tough? I sucked? Well, I sucked in the pros, but here's what I'm going to do to you.
I mean, as a Celtics fan, how dare you? Scalabrine was a great Celtic.
No, Mike.
Okay, come on now. He wasn't at the top half of the league.
Dude, there were videos. I mean, Mike Dunleavy Jr. was a solid pro. He was a stud at Duke, but there's pictures of him. There was videos of him playing at Rutgers Park in New York, just like smoking people, like
destroying people.
But yeah, no, it's different when you get that high level. Mitch Trubisky looked really good today. But you think, yeah, he should be on the. Nope, they were playing. The Jets defense was comically bad. There was a stat, I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys saw it, because I don't think it was on Red Zone. I think it was on the actual game. They have 4 takeaways this year. The next closest in history had 7.
Wait, hold on.
The worst.
Do you know how many interceptions they have?
They have 4 total takeaways. So I don't know.
No interceptions for the first time in history.
It's crazy.
No team has ever had that happen.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be a tremendous defense coming into the year. How is this guy not in the hot? And we'll get to this as we go to the NFL, and we always end the show because Black Monday looms here. I don't know. This guy's not in the hot seat, but more on that later. We'll start like we always start. I'll throw it to Jimmy real quick. Jimmy, I know we got a couple of weeks out, but what do we got in the UFC front?
Yeah, we're going to do a full breakdown as we get closer. We know we've got the playoffs and other excitement coming up. But on the 24th, we've got the Justin Gaethje Paddy Pimblett headlining with Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes right behind it. We're going to break down the full 5 main event cards there. And we'll go a little deeper, try to give you a couple of picks deeper in there because I really like the Michael Johnson fight. We're going to talk about Thug Rose fighting Natalia Silva because we have to talk about that. That's going to probably be, I believe that's the last fight before it kicks off. I don't really know how this works anymore. Typically, I'd say it's the final of the prelims, which I suppose it could be, but it's all on Paramount Plus now, so you get the whole thing, right? So yeah, so a lot of really, really good fights. Nikita Krylov's fighting down on this card. Charles Johnson's I mean, it's just a stack card to bring UFC back. So we'll give you the full breakdown of the fights. We'll do a full segment, and we'll try to give you some deep picks on that as well.
And you said they back it right up with a second card the week later?
They sure do. So, and you know, the only thought is that second card is when the NFL is off that particular week, but we're getting 2 numbered cards in a row, and then we get fight nights every week, but we don't get another numbered card until we get into March. But yeah, January 1st, we're getting Volkanovski, Lopez 2. That should be a good fight. Looking forward to that. Benoit Saint Denis fighting Dan Hooker also should be great. Rafael Fiziev, Mauricio Huffy's fighting. Tai Tuivasa is fighting Talson Teixeira. Tai Tuivasa is just a fun heavyweight to watch. Talson Teixeira coming off that big upset loss to Derek the Black Beast Lewis, who we'll talk about fighting on the previous card. I mean, just 2 really good cards. First card, I think, has it top to bottom, but that second card isn't a throw-in. It's really, really good.
All right. So, first card, though, you're saying still by far the superior card.
I mean, every fight on this card has people who are known to the semi-average fan, not the occasional bettor, but you don't have to go deep here. I mean, I know fighters all the way match 6, match 7. I mean, I get it that I follow it a little more, but the average fighter or the average fan of fights are going to know 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to tell you they're going to know. My over-under would be 9 of these fights. They're going to know something about one of these fighters. And that's just your average fan that catches a card 2 or 3 times a year and watches a fight night once in a while. That's how big the names are they put on this card.
To this point, like, there's some titans of the UFC on here over the last 10 years. There's no question about it. Maybe some are a little over the hill. Maybe some still got a couple punches in them. Maybe some just never got knocked out and got bored. Whatever it is, these are some serious fighters on this card, top to bottom.
Yeah, really. I mean, you're getting Michael Johnson as the 9th fight. Who's that? We've talked about him already. I'm not going to give too much away, but the guy is 25-19. He's 40. He's 39, and he's like on this like 3-fight win streak out of nowhere. And he's looked really good doing it. And that's your 9th fight. Like that's a big that's awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. I told you I'm going to give it a shot. There's not much. Well, there'll be college basketball, I'm sure, but I'll give it a shot, and we'll watch some of those fights because, of course, I'm going to be betting them.
If that can't turn you on, then you shouldn't watch that stuff. You know, honestly,
it won't. But when I have money on it, you know, I like to bet Jimmy's. I like to bet Jimmy's what Jimmy gives us and see how he does. He usually does pretty well, so he'll make me a couple bucks. All right, we'll shift to the PGA real quick. It doesn't start this week now. It starts next week, and that's because the Century Tournament of Champions was canceled because of a drought. I mean, it's 2026. Hawaii is an island. We can't figure out how to water a course. Am I missing something here, boys?
Yeah, that's
I wish I had any kind of sensible answer for you. That's ridiculous. They should never play there again.
I mean, well, I think the Sony is right down the road.
Cancel that one too. That's ridiculous.
The Plantation Course in Kapalua cannot host it due to ongoing drought conditions on Maui.
Listen, if Godzilla or a tsunami or some other thing ravaged the island on a one-off, that's fine. But you have a certain requirement to hold an event, no different than a football stadium or anything else.
Look, I get there's restrictions and we got to conserve water, but, I mean, we can't figure out a way to get the course ready, and it was shocking to me, and I missed this. It was announced in December, completely flew off my radar.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I thought it was coming, and then I saw the Sony Open is going to kick the tour off this year, and we're not going to get the Tournament of Champions. It's shocking to me, but PGA.
Did they show pictures of how bad it is?
I'm sure there are, but I didn't look. I just saw this and just.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for
I cannot believe we're not playing this. I can't. It's not even that they're not playing it. I can't believe they couldn't find an alternative course to play it at. Play it in California.
It's underwater right now. That's where I thought they could go. Like California's completely flooded. There's mudslides. The course is underwater.
Yeah. Well, this one's in Hawaii.
Yeah, so it should be fine. Yeah, I can't believe they didn't just find an alternative course. You're telling me there's not
the opposite apparently going on in Hawaii, Jimmy. It's a drought.
It's a drought. It's all moving east. Yeah, I can't believe there's not another course somewhere in the Southwest or Southeast or South in general that wasn't interested in taking us on.
Maybe the players didn't want to do it because then they'd have to travel out to Hawaii for the Sony. I don't know, but weird. But more PGA news. Brooks is officially leaving LIV.
Didn't he talk about family reasons?
Family reasons. He wants to, the travel's too much. He wants to be closer to home, all that. I mean, the truth is he hasn't been playing great, and I think he just wants to get back on the PGA Tour.
Does he have to give it back?
Can he just get out of the contract? Does he give
right? That's where I'm going.
I have no clue how that works, and I don't know if that's been made public because there's huge signing bonuses for these guys, and I don't know if.
But what's tied? That's 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
When did they sign? Is it 3?
It's he played 4 seasons, so.
Man, they're probably out of that initial thing. They probably just demanded a year or 2. Would be my guess.
That's
for those lump sums.
That's the question. How long was the signing bonus for? How many years did you have to guarantee him? But I mean, it sounds like he'll be back on the PGA Tour, and I think Bryson's going to be too. And I think the big advocate here, even though he said, Rory said, I can understand why maybe other people don't feel the same, but Rory is ready to accept them both back with open arms at this point. He basically said, he did a 180. He basically said, if it's good for the game, bring them back.
Yeah.
Tip my hat to Rory for finally saying that, because who doesn't want to see Bryson in these tournaments?
Well, he got fucked, let's be real. I mean, he hung on honorably, I would argue, but he was the one that didn't sign. I mean, he threw away, $250 million?
Who, Rory?
Uh-huh.
They offered him $1 billion. Was the
whatever
rumor.
It was, he threw it away. I'm just putting a number out there, right? Like, that hurts. And now he's not going to get that. Now I know there's other things, and he got paid for his good person and being a good player.
Rory was never leaving. Rory is Tiger and Rory bleed PGA Tour.
I understand.
Listen to this. It sounds like they had an amicable break, and he's not going to owe a bunch of money. But the LIV contracts had penalties of 2 to 4 times their signing bonus if they left early.
Shit. Okay.
Like hundreds of millions of dollars it could have cost them. Sounds like he negotiated something behind the scenes, but it could have been bad.
He might have given a bunch back.
Look, I mean,
I understand it. It's a lot.
The whole thing now is getting ridiculous because now LIV's going to 72-hole tournaments too because they realize this 54-hole format doesn't work. No one's getting world golf ranking points. So what are we doing? So now LIV is basically just another tour. So eventually, and I don't know if it's 26, I don't know if it's 27, I don't know if it's 28, but eventually this is all going to merge under one umbrella.
Makes sense.
And LIV is going to be more of a team format. I don't know how we're going to do it. And the PGA will be your traditional tournaments is what I think is coming. But again, happy golf's back next week because there's nothing better than some top 20 bets, right, Jimmy?
I'm pretty excited about it. We talked about something I love, and we said it on like our first show, which we're almost going to anniversary. But NFL's king. I love watching NFL. I love betting NFL, but it's not my favorite sport to bet. Like I like betting the golf tournament with you. I love betting NCAA hoops. Like so, NFL wins because it's the NFL and we like watching it the most and betting it. So does college football, but it's not my favorite sport to bet.
To me, there's just nothing better on a hot summer Sunday, coming in at about 3:30 and watching a big bet on a golf tournament. Watching them come up the 18th at about 5:55 Eastern Standard. You got a big play on it. Oh, there's nothing better, Ryan.
You're like ready to romantic
hot dog
novel,
hamburgers
dude.
are ready to come off the grill, and you're just waiting to see if your cat's this ticket or not.
With some lemonade, with some dripping water condensation right off there. Jesus
Jimmy,
Christ.
you understand.
We're in a love story.
Yeah. Sounds amazing, actually. Yeah, look, that and the doldrums, like, if there's a worse month in February, I'd like somebody to tell me what that month is. Even in Florida, February is not great. You get shitty weather in Florida sometimes in February where people are aggravated. There's no sports. It just ended. You just bought your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, a bunch of Christmas presents, and bam, 6 weeks later, plan something else out for this fake holiday on February 14th. The whole month sucks. But what you have is you have the ramp up to college basketball. You've got the ramp up to the end of the season. Things are getting fun, things are getting interesting, and we have that to bet. And that saves February.
Well, for me and you, we get whacked twice because we get birthday and Valentine's Day, and I get it on the same. I get it on the same fucking day.
I get it 2 weeks. I get a month after Christmas. I get a birthday, and then 2 weeks later, I get Valentine's Day. And my only solace is that February 15th, I've got 10 and a half months before I have to worry about it
again. I know. You get it out of the way quick. That's what I say, too.
Yeah. It's just a bad month. People are like, yeah, February sucks here. I'm like, show me where February is great. Like Miami, specifically, if you're that far south in Miami. Because even in Central Florida, it might not. It's better than here, but it's not like you're not at the beach.
Yeah, from a sports perspective, you're right. I mean, obviously, you have the Super Bowl, but after that, it's basically conference games and you'll get some good college basketball games. But, yeah, from a sports perspective, February is probably one of the weaker months. I'm looking for something, but I mean, I'm not going to hang my hat on, the Waste Management and Pebble Beach.
But now you try. I mean, I watch basketball all year. I get more serious about it after the All-Star break, it's still the back half of February.
Now this year, a little different. We got the Olympics. So February could get a little more fun, Jimmy, as he left the screen again. I mean, this is becoming a thing on this show. Well, Ryan, you can comment. We got the Winter Olympics in February, so that's going to pump February up a little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, I love the Winter Olympics. I'm not a huge fan of the summer, but I love the winter.
I think there's more events that I care about in the winter. In the summer. But winter has the, crazier shit in it. The more extreme stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I really like watching the track and field stuff. All the distances, whatever. But I think the extremeness of the Winter Olympics is different. Like ski jumping. I'll watch it once every 4 years. Those guys flying through the air for 250 feet is crazy.
I said it a few episodes ago. I'll watch the figure skating. I'll watch most of the Winter Olympics. Jimmy, what we were saying when you rudely left the show for some reason was maybe this year February gets a little exception because you have the Winter Olympics taking place for 3 weeks in February.
It will, absolutely. Yeah. And that's a great point. I keep forgetting it's coming right up on us. There's stuff on the news.
It's really close.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
no,
the biathlon. Who doesn't love
great.
that? Like skiing and watching people try and calm their heart and shoot at 5 targets every whatever amount of miles or kilometers or whatever it is. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm in for all of it. I love the luge. I like the bobsled. I like the speed skating, the figure skating.
You know what I like? Just being able to bet on it. Great.
Sure.
I can't wait to bet skiing. I will bet figure skating.
Craig, you're bringing me to another level, man. Betting on skiing. Never even considered it.
Dude, I'll be betting on those fuckers with the brooms. Come on.
Yeah, curling, yeah.
Let's go, Canada.
What's that position called, Greg? Do you even know? What's that position called? The person who, what's that person?
It better be called the sweeper. Just doesn't
I have no idea either. I'm just saying. I thought you'd know.
Who doesn't watch that and think, I could probably be an Olympian?
Yeah, but no way.
I'm
pretty good at shuffleboard.
We don't have them out yet. I'm telling you, within the next 3 weeks, we'll be doing an Olympic odds breakdown here. And come on, DraftKings, you got cricket up. You can't give us some Olympic future. Oh, you know why? Because we probably are still going through qualifications in some of these. All right. I don't know what happened there. We went off the rails a little bit, but I got one MLB thing. I don't know, Jimmy, if the Mets are involved. I know the Blue Jays are involved. The Red Sox seem to be involved, but I don't know how much. The Phillies are now involved with Bo Bichette. Where is this guy going to wind up signing? And is he going to do it quick? And the Jays are throwing money at everybody. So I don't know if they're just saying, Ryan, hey, look, Bo, come back. We're going all in for you. Where's he end up?
I would tell you this.
I'm holding out. He's a Red Sox still.
I really hope that the Jays have made some decisions. I mean, they did it with Damian Lillard a couple of years ago to they tried their best to sign, but whatever they sold, it wasn't enough, right? I mean, people offered him an apartment for his life and all sorts of stuff in basketball. And then they threw money at Vlad. I'm hoping that they're making a decision. We've got these 3 teams that are monsters. Let's really put some money towards them. The Argonauts, if no one's familiar, has been pretty good. I have no idea what they've been doing the last 20 years. However, they got 3 major North American sports. Let's hope that they are going to create a real organization. We see from the numbers, if you look, that the money they spend goes back into their team. They're not some team that's making, 250% profit and throwing their pockets. They really are clearing 20, 30% and moving forward and trying to put out a good product.
No, I've never the Jays to me have always been a team that's spent, reinvested. I don't think they've ever just kind of kicked the can down the road, ever.
But the stats say that is what I'm pointing out. They're in the top 5 in that number. I looked at it recently.
That's good. Good to know. I mean, good stat. I think if he doesn't stay with Toronto, which I would make Toronto the favorite, I think he winds up in Philly or Boston.
It's a choice, right? Not all of those people are Americans. I mean, there's a lot of Dominicans and others, Asians, that play in the Major League Baseball. But being on the one team that's in Canada has implications. I don't know all of them. That's great. Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. I just had to clear my
voice.
Jesus Christ.
Deal with it. I'll mute next time.
This guy.
Hey, I come to work sick.
Shit.
I play hard.
That was something. But it has implications to be the one on the one Canadian team. So I do
you
get it to some
more
effect.
than if you played everywhere else.
Well, whatever it is. Anyway,
you want to see some producing, some executive producing in live time here, Jimmy. Sure. At the bottom of your screen, there's a whole bunch of icons. See the one with the mic?
Oh, the mute.
And then blow your nose however much you want. It's cool. Doesn't even
the audience to really want the audience to feel my pain.
Yeah.
Well, at least don't put your hands in front of it. Just hold your nose right up to the screen next time so you can really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't hold back.
I'll do the.
Yeah, we don't want the soft core version. We want it right on the screen. In fact, if you can get stuff on the screen or camera, we'd appreciate it.
Hey, all right. It'd be my pleasure.
Boys, I got to tell you, and I know Ryan to an extent follows it, but I'm the guy who follows the NHL. I don't even know who to compare this Avalanche team to at this point. We are at January 4th, and they are minus 1,800 to win the President's Trophy.
That's
meaning to be the best regular season team.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
On January 4th. They have ripped off another 10 in a row. They're down 2-1 as we speak, so maybe they'll lose to the Panthers on the road tonight. They're 31-2-7.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
They are unbelievable. And I never thought I would say this because normally the favorite doesn't win. I got this at 4-1. I bet it again at 3.5-1. I'm telling you right now, the Avs to win the cup at plus 290 still might be a steal. They might be the biggest favorite in a playoff series ever coming up in the NHL.
There's nobody close to them.
Nobody.
I've got the stats up right here. It's
nobody.
It's not even. There's
they
no
have
one
69
in the
points. Dallas has 58, so they're 11 points ahead. Tampa is number 1 in the East. At 53. It's not even close.
It's unbelievable.
It's getting out of control. And when you look at, the goal difference, they're plus 73. Did you guys look at that stat? The next closest is, I think, Jimmy's Lightning at plus 32.
You're right. Yep.
They're just
I don't even know what points means, but they have 69. The next closest is 53.
You get point. Yeah, it's 2. What is it? 2-0-1.
2 for a win, 1 if you go to overtime and lose.
It's ridiculous.
It's getting.
Anyone that has a question on any of that, just Google it. You'll be as shocked as I was just now.
You just sit here. Yeah, you sit here and just go, how is this even a thing?
Well, it's like that Bulls team that was 72-10 years ago. That was just a crazy stat. And
we're looking at Ryan. We're looking at the 72-10 Bulls right now. That's what we're looking at.
That's what I just said. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking at 72-10 Bulls. Like, the stat was just crazy. There have been a couple baseball teams like that, but in baseball, you still lose, 40, 50 games, Like, say you win 105, 110. You're still losing a lot, but 72-10, that's intense. And 31-2, that's not heard of. That's ridiculous.
31-2, meaning they've lost 9 games this year, but 7 of them were in overtime. 7 of them. In overtime or a shootout. I can't give you the exact breakdown, but I mean, this team is very good.
It's 2.
Well, no, they've lost 7 games in overtime.
Is that with the OTL?
Yeah, the overtime loss.
That's where you get 1 point for that.
1 point for an overtime loss.
My bad. I'm sorry. Got it. Okay. Thanks.
They've only lost 2 games in regulation. I mean,
2 games in regulation.
That's pretty good. It's a big deal.
Out of 30 in hockey, that is insane.
No, I'm with you. I looked at it. Yeah.
Insane. So again, I don't even know who to compare this team to except what me and Ryan said. This is literally the 72-10 Bulls we're looking at right now. But Jimmy, me and you talked about it last year when we were in the NHL playoffs. We said it about Colorado to an extent. We were really going after Picard in Edmonton. But we said if one of these teams with these offenses could ever get goaltending, they would be unstoppable. And that is what the Avalanche have done. They finally got goaltending. Both goaltenders are giving up under 2.5 goals a game. They're, like I said, they're almost a cheat code at this time.
Yeah, and the Oilers did not.
No, they stuck with Captain Picard, who
this is good. Hey, why wouldn't it work the 3rd year in a row? I'm sure he's gotten better.
Yeah, I mean, he's the definition of a sieve. I honestly don't know how this guy plays goalie in the NHL.
You want to waste this generation's Wayne Gretzky? Well, I'll help.
I'll give you that. I know what you're saying, but I think that's a debate you could have amongst hockey fans. Is it Connor McDavid or is it Nathan McKinnon? Because I think they're 1 and 1A, and I wouldn't fault you going either way.
Yeah, I won't pretend to have a serious opinion on this because I haven't watched Nate McKinnon nearly. I haven't watched either of them a ton, but I've watched a lot more Connor McDavid than I have Nate McKinnon. But I obviously know Nate McKinnon's very, very good. We watched him in the series a couple years back very closely. So yeah, I'll defer to you on that. And if you say so, then you're right.
I mean, they're 1 and 1A. I mean, they're both just phenomenal. They're the top 2 players in the league. It's not even close at this point. All right, Jimmy, I got great news for you. It's 2026, and it's time for a new segment on the show.
All right.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go off the radar with Ryan.
Off the radar.
Wow. All right, so some people had some critiques, so I thought I'd add something here. It is true that I do know the Patriots, and I love the NFL, and I do love pop culture, but I got to add something here. So I've got 3 topics for tonight under the segment Off the Radar. Number 1, did anybody hear that Bad Bunny's doing the Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah.
I did see that a few months ago.
Did you hear what happened because he's doing the halftime show?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff happened because of that.
Well, what's happening now? What's the latest plan?
I don't know the latest plan. I thought the latest plan was they were bringing a bunch of other people in to make it more something.
So we have the All-American Halftime Show, which aims to celebrate faith, family, and freedom. It has a survey on its website asking fans to suggest genres that they would like to see features, including anything in English. I just thought that was really unbelievable. I'm not trying to get political, but what are we doing, people? It's about football. What does it have to do with who's singing a song?
Here's the best part about this. It is. I'm not going to get political either, but it's clearly something. And Bad Bunny's like one of the most popular artists out right now. Period. Right? Not just on the. It's not like they're picking him. He's extremely popular. And he's also American. Puerto Rico's part of America.
It's a territory.
Yeah. They can vote. So I think that people being so upset because Bad Bunny was performing at the halftime and this whole movement is nuts.
Here's my 2 cents. You boys can write it down. You've heard the phrase. Well, Jimmy hasn't because he's atheist, but Ryan probably has. The Easter and Christmas Eve churchgoers.
Mm-hmm.
Will always say. They take all the good seats because they only go 2 times a year, all that shit.
Yeah.
That's the halftime show at the Super Bowl, okay? It's the 40 million people who never watch an NFL game but go to a Super Bowl party who care about who the fuck is singing at halftime. I can promise you the 10 million NFL fans that show up every Sunday could care less if the halftime was 35 minutes like it is, ridiculous, by the way, and stupid, or the 17 it should be. So Nobody cares. The NFL fans don't care. The only people who care are the people that don't watch football.
Exactly right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And that is my point and why it's off the radar. Hopefully we'll stay mostly off the radar, but I thought I'd talk about it because I thought it was just ridiculous.
Well, it's off the radar to me now, but like 3 months ago when it was announced, it was a big story because everybody, all of a sudden, people gave a shit who was saying that at halftime out of nowhere.
Yep. Here's another one. Did anyone know what happened December 12/12 in the skiing world?
Oh, no. What happened?
Lindsey Vonn at 41 won a World Cup race. Unbelievable for the first time since 2018. I thought that was pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing. I thought she had already qualified for the Olympic team. Did that just cement it, or do we know that qualifying?
Not sure. That was a little bit ago, and I know she didn't win the next race, so I'm not sure where that leaves her. But I do have a follow-up.
She's qualified.
Did she?
Right? Yeah, she's going.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right. Last
spoiler,
subject.
I'll be betting her, but go ahead.
Oh, good. Last subject and off the radar here. So I want to talk a little bit about a subject that is passionate to me, and it's Penn State wrestling. Anybody have any idea how many straight dual wins they have currently? The dual wins a match, whatever you want to call it. So winning a game is a match.
All right. Well, how many meets have there been?
Well, they've won this many in a row. So they do let's call it.
You mean so
18,
the totality of the team? How many have they won? Not the individuals.
Yes.
I'm going to say six.
77 in a row to beat a record that was over 100 years old, which is pretty impressive.
That is
and
impressive.
Their average score. So if I just beat you 3-2, for example, you get 3 points. If I pin you, I get 6. If I tech fall you, it's 5. Right? The average score of duels during this time. 35-7. How unbelievable is that?
You know they say, Ryan, if you can't beat me on the mat, beat me off.
That's getting dirtier. This year they have 2 All-Americans that they have sitting taking red shirts because they had guys that came in that are better than them.
Jimmy's probably gonna have to get edited, but we'll leave it in. I mark it explicit, Ryan.
Whatever works for him.
So Ryan, what was the school that held the record before that?
I don't know. It was 1918 was the record. It was maybe Army or something like that, if I remember.
Yeah, something in the Northeast.
Yep. Guess what Cale Sanderson's dual meet record is at Penn State? 224, 16, and 2.
Wow.
Jesus.
He's coached 40 NCAA champions in 16 years, right? He has 12 NCAA wins, 7 outstanding wrestlers for the year, 6 Hodge Trophy winners, which means you were the best at the tournament in 16 years. 116 total All-Americans. By the way, Cale was 159-0, was a 3-time Hodge Trophy winner, meaning he was the best wrestler at the tournament for 3 of his 4 years. He's a 4-time national champion. He was a U.S. Olympic gold medalist in 2004. So that is Penn State. If you haven't looked at them in wrestling, their football team had a decent year, but a little bit disappointing. But their wrestling team is one of those teams to be looked at. It's ridiculous. They are that good. If you took their 3rd best wrestler in each weight class, they'd probably be 3rd in the country.
So they are actually, while you were talking, I looked this up. They are 21 points clear of the next ranked team, and they are number 1 in the nation. Ryan, who knows wrestling pretty damn well, I'm just curious. Could you give me the top 10?
Top 10 what?
In the country right now, schools?
It'd be...
There's one I could have sat here for probably 7 years and never guessed.
Top 10 in the country?
Yeah.
Penn State,
That's
Michigan, Rutgers, Cornell, Iowa State, Stanford probably.
There's I went to a Division I wrestling school that nobody knows. There's ones in Western PA that are D1. Clarion, Enbro. I went to Enbro.
Yeah.
So
that's what I got, Greg, unless I'm missing something.
You hit some of them. It's Penn State, Ohio State 2, Iowa 3, Iowa State 4, Oklahoma State 5, NC State 6, Nebraska 7, Stanford 9, Michigan 10. The one I never would have got was Lehigh is number 8.
Oh, yeah. Lehigh is always in the top 25.
Rutgers is 16. I know you yelled them out. Little Rock checking in at 13, which I found interesting.
The thing is, it's like women's college basketball. Those top 3 teams probably can't be beat by anybody else. Themselves.
Did you wrestled in college?
No. I thought about it.
Your alma mater is sitting at 30.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's really it. Edinburgh. There's Jimmy. You got into college. That's impressive. Out of that Erie
I
education.
didn't graduate college. I just got in.
There it is. Erie checking in. Everyone.
But Edinburgh is one of those schools. Like, if you took whatever you thought of as a Cinderella, like 25 years ago, like Santa Clara, for example, and nowadays they get in every other year. That's what Edinburgh is. Like, they're well beyond that. Like, they always represent with at least 1 or 2 guys in a top 16, which, believe it or not, is a big deal because literally Penn State takes the top 50 candidates and pulls them in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you're looking like that's wrestling is still the best base for MMA.
I love
MMA fighters.
I love how you threw out Santa Clara. Santa Clara made it when you were in high school with Steve Nash, and probably hasn't seen a tournament in 30 years.
Oh, they haven't? Well, just a school like that
lately, but they can't get Gonzaga.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a school that was like at one point this big time Cinderella, and now it's just pretty good every once in a while. Like, that's what I meant. So thank you very much. Proved my point, actually. Well done.
Thank you. You're here to help. All right.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to point out, like, if anybody has any interest in wrestling, go watch those guys. They are unbelievable. Forgetting that, they have people that come back and practice with their program that are world championship, that are senior level guys, and just beat the ever-loving shit out of these people that are winning 3 or 4 championships in a row. So watching their room is pretty amazing.
And I know you'll be giving us updates because I know you follow the championships pretty closely.
I watch it all, but they're only on Flow Wrestling right now, and I refuse to pay $30 a month. So they don't come on like television till like January usually.
Big Ten Network should have something for you if you get that.
They do.
All right, Jimmy. So the NBA, we've been talking about this every show, and I want to get your take here. It's almost ironic. The Nuggets are finally getting healthy, but now Joker's out till probably after the All-Star break. So what's your prognosis here for the Nuggets? How do they kind of keep it together till the Joker gets back?
Well, here, so theoretically, so the last I heard was 4 weeks. Let's just say, like you said, let's say it's 6. So he misses, I don't know, call it 20, probably 20 games-ish, right? He's going to be out.
Can they go 10-10 without him?
I don't know if they can, because the problem is, like, they still have other people. Christian Brown's has come back, but Aaron Gordon was still out. I don't know if they can go 10-10, especially in the West. The good news is that I don't know if they have to stay in the top 10 to even be in the play-in, and then they just have to get Joker back and back into some sort of basketball shape. Because they would be, who would want to see them as a 7, right? If we thought they were going to be the 2 full strength, and then they're full strength and they're the 7, and they're playing the 2, you're just getting a great series early, and I think they'll be dangerous. But I think that date you threw out there is really important. I think if Joker wants to be anywhere near in shape and the team wants to look good, and have chemistry, it needs to be after the All-Star break. It can't be much longer.
Yep. Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just going to run out of gas.
You got to figure he's back after the All-Star break. No, I mean, I don't think. Obviously, I don't think they'll rush him back because, I mean, why would you? Right at this point.
Yeah.
Why rush him back? There's no.
Why rush him back? They originally said a minimum of 4 weeks, right? So if you looked like, okay, you're thinking maybe the beginning of February. I hope that he's out long enough that he's out of contention for the MVP. And it sounds like it's going to be right on that cusp. So that argument can just be pushed to the side because he's not played enough games for it to matter anyway. And we can just concentrate on the basketball side of it and not worry about it. We don't have to argue about it. So I think that might happen. I think he might miss just enough games for that to be the case. And then, yeah, as long as he gets back by All-Star and Aaron Gordon's healthy, they start to gel, I think they'll be just fine.
Well, I think that's, at this point, definitely the case. Because I think it's, 65 you got to play for MVP?
65. So if he misses 17. So, but 4 weeks, 3 to 4 games a week, it would be right on that. I'd have to see exactly what he would miss there. It'd be really, really close.
Has he not missed any yet up until this injury?
I don't think he's missed a game.
Because, I mean, the load management shit that they do, you never know.
I don't think Jokic has missed a game. He missed a couple games last year early, but it was like there was something going on. They never revealed it. There was like personal things happening. There was something. It wasn't just load management. But they don't really load manage a lot there.
Interesting. And I'm surprised to hear that because everyone does, and he's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I don't know that he missed a game before. I mean, we can. Let me just click into it real quick. So it'll give me his games played so far. But yeah, I think that's wrong. If they get everybody else back, sure. But the problem is Valanciunas just went out. Valanciunas is out. So now both are big guys. I mean, it's sad how many people. So Jokic played 32 games. So he and their record is he played 32 right now as we sit here. It's 23 and 11 or 23 and 12, so 35. So yeah, I don't think he missed a game. He's missed the last 3 and that's it.
Yeah. It's nice to see a star actually play in every game. That's a rarity in the NBA, it seems like.
Yeah, sadly they lost to the Nets. They lost to the Nets. They beat the Raptors. They got smoked by the Heat. So they're 1-2 since he went out, and they lost the game that he went out. Barely by a point, but they lost.
All right, Jimmy, the stage is yours. We're going to keep it with hoops, but we're going to go to where they only get paid if they are on an NIL deal. Perfect. Michigan is scary. I mean, scary good at this point. I mean, they're covering 23-point spreads against ranked teams.
It's unbelievable. USC was 12-1, top 25 team, and they got them by 30. And Michigan's not like, I'm not nuts. Like, I think they're gonna lose 4 games. If you look at their schedule down the stretch, it gets tougher. Right now the Big Ten over under win, or at least it was before that game, was 17.5. Like, I'm not just trying to be paranoid about my team, but I would take the under on that wins in the Big Ten. It gets tough quick. But if you watch the game against USC, Luxembourg, he got hurt. He was hobbled most of the second half. They have so many guys that could step up. Like, Perez Johnson Jr. had a dominant game. He was like 7-7 at one point. He was hitting and he can make free throws. You just don't know who's going to step up for this team. So I agree, man. Like we were cautiously optimistic. I know you're not as big of you're Kentucky for college, but I feel like you sort of still want Michigan to do well based on your football liking.
Yeah, look, I always root for Michigan sports, but yes, for basketball, I am Kentucky. But yeah, seeing Michigan up there number 1, let's go. I'll root them on all day. And when you look at the KenPom rankings now, they're almost 5 points clear in the net rankings of Arizona, which is just unbelievable.
And Arizona, you could argue, has had better wins this year, right? They beat Florida, they beat UConn, they beat Bama. I think they beat Bama. You could argue Arizona has, but yeah, I mean, Michigan's just killing everybody, and that's when I watch the game. That's the big takeaway is like their depth, and they got Cadeau from North Carolina, who's a true point guard. He's not a scoring point guard. He's a true distributor of the ball. He averages like 9 points a game, but he really manages the game well, and everybody else can score. And the kid off the bench, the rookie McKinney. He's from Flint. He looks like if you didn't know he was a freshman, and he's not great yet. You can tell he's going to be pretty good. He's just okay. The dude looks like he's 22. Like he doesn't look like a scrawny freshman. He's 6'4". He's big. He can do it all. So yeah, I'd be worried about Michigan because they don't rely on 1 or 2 people. A bunch of different people can kill you. So if somebody's cold, somebody else can be hot.
Yeah, and again, to me, the impressive thing here is in the KenPom rankings, which to me is the Bible. This guy, his rankings are what everybody goes off, Sportsbook, all them, and they are right now. Their net rating is 39.29. Arizona's next at 34.49. Sometimes you see 1 to 2 points if a number 1 team is just dominant. They're almost 5 points clear of another undefeated team, which is just insane. I would challenge Jimmy. I think they lose 1 game in the regular season. 2, I would set the line at 1.5. Yeah. Because honestly, I think maybe they get beat once on the road. They're not losing a home game this year. It ain't happening.
Man, I mean, I hope you're right. Maybe it is the paranoid fan in me. This is what they've got.
They're winning by 30.
They're killing everybody. Yeah. Look, here's the game that scare me. They have to go to Purdue in the middle of February. They've got to go to Duke, and they've got to go to Illinois. And they're only in that it's Purdue, then Duke, then home to Minnesota, and then in Illinois. To me, that's a little bit of a scary 4-game stretch. And then in March they go to Iowa and then back home for Michigan State. So they play Michigan State to end January. Nebraska is still undefeated. They're coming to Michigan, so I'm not worried about that game. Ohio State comes to Michigan, but though that little stretch there makes me nervous. Okay, could they drop 2 of those, and could they get unlucky? I hope you're right.
They're that much better. They are that much better. Could they lose 1 of those games? Maybe. But the good news for Michigan fans is that stretch will make them better in March.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. That's when it's going to get real interesting.
From update on the Kentucky side, since you brought them up, is I got to tell you, not very competitive against Bama. We got one good win this year, in my opinion. I can't see how Mark Pope is not going to be on the hot seat after the season if things don't turn around real quick. Kentucky's not going to stand for not being a top 15 team.
So do you think it's a recruiting thing or a talent? Is it a talent thing or recruiting?
Oh no, it's a coaching thing at this point. The talent's there. The talent's there. It's getting them to play to their potential, and that to me that's on the head coach. And I'm a Mark Pope guy. I love the guy, but if this doesn't turn around quickly, I tell you right now, he's going to be on the hot seat. Kentucky boosters are not going to take this. They are not going to settle for being a fucking 11 seed in the tournament again. That didn't go well for Billy Gillispie. It's not going to go well for Mark Pope. That's why we got Calipari, because Gillispie couldn't get him in the tournament with a realistic chance in the early to mid 2000s, we'll call it. So I think Kentucky might be on the watch right now, because this is a top 10 team at the beginning of the year, we thought. And, I think they were the 5th betting choice to win the national championship. Not looking good.
What do you want me to make you smile?
What?
You want me to make you smile?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
UCF beat Kansas on Saturday. So let's
talk. Oh, I know. I saw. Yeah, I know. I had that in my notes. But Jimmy, thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, nothing's better than watching Kansas suffer.
Yeah.
They are.
They really gutted your asses.
Jesus. In the KenPom rankings, where did Kansas fall to? Kansas fell
18, which seems like high.
18. But yeah, I mean, they're 10-4, and just good, nice job there, boys.
Yeah.
All right, before we run down I want to go through the Tuesday, Wednesday slate with you, because there's a bunch of good games, and we won't be back recording to Thursday or Friday. But I got to tell you, I was telling Ryan, the bad beat of the week, pour one out for anybody who bet San Diego State yesterday. They were 3.5-point favorites, Jimmy. They blew a 24-point lead. And then they won the game in triple overtime. Guess by how many?
Oh.
3.
Just a gut punch.
I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's why every once in a while, if you get offered something within a couple bucks of your bet and you don't even want to sweat it just in case this could happen to you, do it. I might have made, Jimmy, one of the greatest cash outs of my career. And maybe it won't happen, but who knows? But I had a bet on Davian Mitchell. I was telling Ryan before we started recording. Over 9.5 points for the Heat, right? He hit 3 threes in the first 6 minutes, and they offered me within 75% of my bet. 75 cents of my bet. I just took the cash out, said I'm not going to worry about it. I said to Ryan, this would be the worst beat in the history of the world if he doesn't get 10 points. There's 5 minutes to go in the game. He's still sitting at 9. Could be the best cash out I ever had.
That happened with the Rams a couple weeks ago. Pissed me off.
Wow.
I had like one of my bigger bets, like $9 or something like that, and I was in for 38. They offered me like 35, and I didn't take it. And they fucking blew it.
I had a decent sized play on them. I'll just tell you, I had $60 on them to win 50, and they offered me 49.25. I said, you know what? I'll take it. And that's just the odds, because there was literally 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, and this guy had 9 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
So enjoy the 75 cents, DraftKings, but not really, because it looks like you would have swiped it from me. So good cash there. All right, Jimmy, let's go through the slate quickly here for big games that's gonna happen over the next few days. Tomorrow, repeat here, except it's Michigan State, not Michigan. USC at Michigan State. Do you think Michigan State rolls here, or do you think USC gets one of 2 in Michigan?
I think that Michigan State rolls. I've watched Michigan State a couple times this year. Obviously, I haven't watched a ton of USC until they played Michigan. But USC's got a couple good players. But if Bacon Czar's not on, and he got in big foul trouble at the beginning of that Michigan game, they really don't have anywhere to go, or at least it seemed that way. And Michigan under Izzo is known for what? Locking you down, great defense, hard-nosed ball. So I have to see the spread. I don't know if we have a predicted spread that we can come up with.
It's going to be around 10 or 12. Michigan, USC's a paper tiger. I mean, you look at the KenPom, they're like 40th. They have a nice record, but they haven't really beaten anyone impressive.
Yeah, I would probably lay if it's 10 or 12, I'd probably avoid it. But if it's anything in the single digits, I'd go Michigan State.
Duke goes to Louisville. This is going to be an interesting line. I think this is going to be right around a pick. Maybe Louisville won. Louisville get the win at home in the Yum Center. They still play there.
I mean, I'd love it if they did. I'd love it if they did.
They did. KFC Yum Center. Go ahead.
The Yum Center. Is that what they call it? The KFC Yum Center?
KFC Yum Center.
I mean, it is Kentucky.
Yum
right?
Brands owns like KFC, Pepsi, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. This is what I think. I think Louisville does win the game. So I would bet the money line on Louisville. Duke is a great team. I'm not betting on them just to be a hater. But Louisville is better than Duke in almost every metric possible, and they're playing at home. So I don't know. Maybe strength of schedule. I hadn't dove deep enough to see if Louisville's just been playing bad teams. That's why their stats look so good. That's very possible. I don't have as much context. You can roast me on the internet if you'd like. But I'm going to go with Louisville at home.
I like Louisville too. Georgia, Florida. Another nice game on Tuesday. Top 25 teams in the 20s here. 3 at 22. I like Florida at home. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think it's tough to play in the swamp. I'm with you with the Gators. I know that Georgia's having a really nice year. They're scoring a ton of points.
Look, they're 13-1. Florida's 9-5, but Florida's actually played like a ridiculously hard schedule. And I think that's why people might jump on Georgia. Georgia's probably going to be getting 5, 6, 7 points in this game. I'm going to lay it with Florida.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in Florida, they were what? Weren't they pre-seed number 3?
They were in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah. So no, I'm with you. I think playing at home, give me Florida.
Texas Tech goes to Houston. Another top 25 matchup here. Houston is the better team. They're at home. Texas Tech, though, is like this pesky little team that's annoying. I think Texas Tech, if this line is anywhere, just like I said in the Duke game, if it's like 8, 9, or 10, anything over 8, I'm taking Tech. That's my call here.
Yeah, if it's that, if it becomes that large, I would lean Tech with you. I think there's no. I mean, I think Houston wins the game, especially playing at home. Who does Tech still? I haven't watched any Tech this year. I've only looked at the rankings for prep for the show. Does Tech still have the big guy on the team?
Which one?
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on the name. This is old age again. The guy we rooted for in the tournament last year. Pretty straightforward. I'll think of it in a minute and I'll get back to you. But no, I would take Houston at home.
Are you talking about the forward? They have Toppin.
Yes, Toppin. Yeah. Toppin.
Yes, Toppin's still there.
Yeah. So I mean, I like Tech, but I would go with Houston at home. Houston just seems a way to figure it out. They just won at Cincinnati. I'm not saying Cincinnati's a world beater this year, but I think they're always pretty good. Give me Houston.
All right. Before we move on to Wednesday's games, and then we're going to get into some college football. Louisville and Duke. If you wanted to get into the Yum Center, you can do it for your cheapest ticket at $90, Jimmy.
Okay.
$90. You can get into the Yum Center. If you wanted to go see Texas Tech in Houston, cheapest ticket's going to cost you $97. If you wanted to go to Allen Fieldhouse and watch that awful Kansas team host TCU, who I think has a chance to upset them, what do you think you can get in there for?
I don't know if this should be high or low, because it seems like it should be high because it's Kansas. $50.
$20.
Wow.
That's what we think of Kansas sports on this show, everybody. And I agree. I agree with those ticket prices, Ryan. I really, really do. Go TCU. I think they're going to upset Kansas on Tuesday. Wednesday, we got a few games here. I guess really the only one that's top 25 matchup is Alabama coming off that win at home versus Kentucky is going to an undefeated Vanderbilt team. Jimmy, again, there's a mute button if you need it. Does Vandy get the win at home? I think Vandy's pretty good. I actually think Vandy's really good, and I think a lot of people aren't noticing it.
Could be right. Looking at their wins quickly, nothing jumping out.
I mean, I think Vandy blows the doors off Bama. I think the spread's going to be 6 or 7, and I'm going to lay it happily. Alabama does not play defense, everyone. Kentucky just couldn't throw it in the ocean the other day.
I mean, like I said, it's a carbon copy of Alabama last year, but they can score in bunches. I'll go with Vandy with you. Again, I haven't done a deep dive into Vanderbilt this year. We will, as we get close to the tournament, we'll obviously be talking about this a whole lot more. But I'd like it to be right. I think on paper, they're the better team. But again, I don't think they've played anybody. That's my problem, right?
Yeah, I hear you. Give me Vandy. I'm laying the points. All right. That's it for college basketball. Thursday, Friday, when we're back recording again, we'll give you our picks for the Saturday slate. Let's go to NCAA football. And the quarterfinals are over. Two of us have a pick left in the race. Ryan's Ohio State took a bounce. That was his champion. Jimmy has the chalk, as usual. So he has Indiana still alive, and Greg with his 25-1 shot. Canes are still here. And, look, I didn't put a lot on it. I'll be honest. I only put $10 on it, but I have an in-pocket 75-1 Miami to win the national championship. When everyone said they weren't getting in, I threw $10 on them. So I got that in pocket. 75-1 I got them at. I also have them on a bunch of future tickets in funny parlays at like 25-1. I got a parlay with your Knicks to win the East and the Avs to win. I got a bunch. So Miami can pull this down. I'm off to a really good start. I'll actually have, Ryan, you'll like this. I'll have a ticket on Scotty Scheffler to win the U.S. Open 56-1. I have him in Miami to win the national championship. So, all right.
You've got some complexities to you, sir.
Jimmy knows I make a lot of between like $2 and $10 crazy future parlays that win anywhere from $5 to $20 grand. All right. What did you think of the Indiana-Alabama game? Now, Jimmy, I texted you. I thought Indiana was going to just fucking destroy them, and that's exactly what happened.
I thought Alabama was going to hang tough. I thought it was going to be a good game the first half. I thought Indiana having the extra time off, Alabama being warm, they'd keep it close. I thought they were going to lose, but I thought they'd keep it close. I took 4.5 in the first half. Lost that bet, and then they just got stumped. I don't know. At some point, I think Indiana is really good. We've talked about them all year. I love the fact that they're good. I love Kurt Cignetti. I like everything about it, but I didn't really believe it. But at some point, the score has to tell you they're really good. And,
yep.
Right? They're really good. And Cignetti's a really good coach.
They beat two really good teams now. I mean, that's all it takes. Forgetting their other wins, like those two teams were really good.
I think we thought they were good too, though. Like, right, but like you're like, are they national champion good? But they proved it, to your point, right? They beat Ohio State, and then they turn around and beat the brakes off of Bama, right?
Yeah, no, everyone's forgetting too. They beat the Ducks on the road.
Yeah,
and the Ducks are showing
by 10, right?
Yeah, and their Ducks are showing you they're a contender by far. So, I mean, they have not two. They have three really, really impressive wins.
Yeah, no disrespect to the Ducks, but, like, Bama's like that school, right? Like, if you can beat them and anybody else.
The Ducks will be favored by a touchdown over Bama this year. The Ducks
No. I don't mean it that way. I mean Bama, if you took their last 20 years, way above the Ducks. And Ducks are very good, don't get me wrong. I don't mean it that way. I just mean, okay, fine, let's throw 3. You beat them all. Good for you. You're really good.
No, I agree. This was the question I wrote down when I saw it that I wanted to ask both of you. Kirby Smart era is obviously officially dead in Georgia after this. I mean, like, the dynasty's over. And he might start be putting on the hot seat now if he doesn't start getting national championships again. You can't lose that game. You can't give up 20 points in the fourth quarter to Ole Miss. So my question was this: is this more of it's really hard to beat a good team twice in a year, or was this just a complete and utter collapse by Georgia?
I think it was, I'm going to say it was more the former than the latter, because I think Georgia was really good, but I didn't think Georgia was a world beater. I didn't think they weren't like the early 2000s Miami that got beat by Ohio State, and we thought it was a miracle in this. Like, I thought Georgia was really good, but I didn't think they were great. And I will tell you, I wanted to come on here and make some smart ass comment about his visor and see you later, but he was awesome after the game. He was very cool. He said the right things. He gave them credit, right? He didn't try to take anything away from. So, it's hard to win, man. Like, there's only a few coaches that stick around for a long time and have continuous success in this competitive environment. What do you think? Do you think it was collapse?
I think if you want to be considered, to Ryan's point of Alabama for the Saban era, let's just say, if you want to be considered on that level, if Kirby Smart wants to be in that category, you can't be up 21-12 at halftime in a quarterfinal and lose the game to a team that you're better than and beat once already this year. You can't give up 20 points in the fourth quarter either. You just can't.
I think that we're assuming that they were a 1-5, which they were at the beginning of the season, but that's not how they actually were. They were a 5-10, and that's just the way I see them. Like, they can lose that game, and they did.
Yeah, I think too that he's not a Saban too, to your point, Greg. But there's only a couple of them, right? So like, if you're but during my dark period of not watching a lot of college football, you tell me. But I don't remember. I know Georgia, Florida was always big, but I don't remember Georgia being dominant in like our 20s and like the early 30s. Like I don't. Do you remember this era where Georgia? So like I don't know if like I'd move on Kirby Smart. It feels like he's the best thing that they've had in a while since they went on this run over the last 5 to 10.
Georgia's been a powerhouse our whole life.
They were very good. I mean, Richard Seymour was from there. They were monsters in the early 2000s.
Yeah, somehow I don't remember. Yeah, I said I went through a pretty dark period where I didn't watch any because we didn't have smartphones yet. And I worked every Saturday. So
I mean, when we were in high school, Champ Bailey was, ridiculous.
Yeah, that goes back to the 90s, I guess, right? Like I said, I just don't remember him when I was getting really back at like Georgia being a powerhouse. I knew about the rivalry. I knew they were a good team.
Definitely a powerhouse.
I don't remember who their coach was. Maybe that's what was missing. There was no big name coach like one of those guys.
He had a full
OG
hat.
Florida types.
Had covered his whole head.
Jimmy and I were texting back and forth, so I know what Jimmy's feeling is on this, so I'm going to throw this to Ryan. Watching these quarterfinal games, and we're not done yet because we got a few others to talk about, but do you think the coaches have now overcorrected, Ryan, and they're going for fourth down every fucking time? And it's just like, hey,
I don't understand it. There were quite a few of them. Like 4th and 5's too long. Like, why are we not tying the game, punting it? What are we doing?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Do you hate points? Like, take 3.
It feels too aggressive. And I know there's math and they say it, but to me, like, secure the points. It's hurt a number of teams this year, both NFL and NCAA. I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, there was just the one play I was talking with Greg. I texted Greg about it. It was just a terrible play. Like it was a terrible play.
What wasn't even the play, because you know what, you don't know what play was called because all it takes is the quarterback to go up the line and yell can, and it means they're going on to the next play. And that could have been what happened. Who knows what was called in? But I think Ryan's right. Like, punt the ball, take the points. We don't have to go for it every time.
Yeah.
But to wrap this up on that game, I just want to say, and we said Ole Miss. I mean, again, I told Jimmy, and I'll be honest on the show, I changed my thinking. I tried to get cute. I tried to middle this game, and it bit me right in the ass. And I should have just stuck with my Ole Miss plus the points. But how funny would it be? And would anything be more Lane Kiffin than if Ole Miss wins this national championship?
It would be fantastic. It would be, yeah. It would be great.
Does he get a ring? I wouldn't give him one. If I was Ole Miss, I would not pay for his ring.
I bet he's still under contract. Like,
he's not. He's with LSU. He's the LSU coach. As we speak, he's recruiting for him, Ryan.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's why he can't coach, because he's literally under contract with LSU.
By the way, I'm jumping subject here for a half second. Chris Collinsworth makeup is ridiculous. He's got like a half inch of makeup on his face.
He looks like Casper.
No, worse. Look at it when you get a second if he's not on. It looks stupid.
Let's go go research some great Chris Collinsworth lines.
I hate this asshole.
Texas Tech gets shut out by Oregon.
I was shocked.
Shocking.
I know we went back and forth, but I'm sorry. I know you like the guy. That QB is terrible.
Yeah, well, he's proved
he's
done now.
And there's nothing more to talk about. Now let's get to what we told you on this show. And when I say we, I mean, of course, me. I told you what was going to happen. Did I not? It's all about who, Jimmy? You said Ohio State. I'm scared. I'll never do the money line. Who did I tell you was going to win that game with that defense?
The U.
And who won the game, Jimmy?
They did.
Who dominated the game?
Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin dominated.
Irvin did a great job.
He's whipping people after that fucking game.
And I'll tell you right now, as we now will go into the Final Four and give our picks here, there is no chance, and I don't care. You can copy this, put it on YouTube, do whatever you want, and replay it if I'm wrong, Jimmy. There's no chance on this earth Miami's not winning on Thursday night. Lay the 3. If it moves to 3.5, lay the 3.5, lay the 4, lay the 5. Miami beats Ole Miss by double digits, just like they did to Ohio State.
I think you're right.
That defense is so good And Ole Miss's defense isn't good. And Miami can play against defenses that aren't great. Miami's going to put up 30, and they might only give up 10.
I think you're right.
Jimmy, welcome to the show. Who wins?
This is a really tough one for me. Because
how is it tough? What have you seen from Miami that doesn't show you they are playing the best football around right now?
They are. Their defense looks outstanding. Malachi Toney looks like, I mean, for the kid's a freshman, he looks unbelievable. He looks like he's going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate next year. He's so good, in my opinion. So they look great. Here's my only concern, right? This is I'm not committing right this second. I got to think this through. Ole Miss's defense isn't great, but their schedule was harder than Miami's. Now, not terribly harder. They played in the SEC, but some of those games that looked like they should have been harder on paper, like LSU, turns out wasn't that tough, right? So I don't know, man. They played a lot. They played higher power offenses. I trust Ole Miss to potentially come back. If Miami gets down, I don't know if I trust them to come back. That's my concern. I don't know.
Ole Miss doesn't have a good defense.
Yeah, they're not great. That would be, but that's my concern. I think Ole Miss has proven they can come back. Now, can they do it against that Miami defense? I don't think so. Right? But they said it against Ohio State. That the argument against Ohio State was that Miami doesn't have enough defensive. They don't have enough DBs to keep up with all their weapons, so they just got after the quarterback instead. They just took Julian Sand out, right? So yeah, I guess gun to my head, I'm going to lead Miami, but I think it could be a really interesting game.
All right, I respect the pick. I think you're wrong. I think Miami rolls. We disagree on that one, and I know we're going to disagree on the next one. Ducks are getting 4 from Indiana. Jimmy, how do you see this one playing out on Friday night? Hopefully, well, I think we're going to, even though we might be able to do Thursday, I think we're going to push the show to Friday and record during this game. I think it'll just be fun to watch it and drink while we watch this game go on. Jimmy, how do you see it playing out?
I think Indiana is. I think Indiana is going to get it done. I'm done betting against them. I mean, they're better than them in almost every statistical category, with the exception of I think passing yards. And I wouldn't worry about Mendoza. They switched their game plan up quite a bit. They've already beat them once by 10. Indiana's gotten better, not worse. Like, why would I not lay the 4.5?
Okay. So laying 4 or 4.5, depending on what site you're on. Ryan, how do you see this one bouncing?
I don't know, man. I got no call there.
No call.
No, just avoid.
College football, Final Four. Throw a dart. Gun to your head. Are you taking the points with the Ducks? Or are you laying them with Cignetti and Jimmy's boy?
Gotta make a pick. It's not real money. We're just talking.
Anti-Ducks.
All right. Jimmy,
sorry.
It pains me to tell you this because I know you love Cignetti.
I do.
I play it, and I love Miami, as you just heard me say. If you were saying, what is your play of the week? It's the Ducks getting 4 or 4.5. Will they win the game? I don't know. But what I can tell you, like we saw with Ole Miss and Georgia, it is freaking hard to beat a good team twice in a year. And you look at these offenses, and they're not that far off. 457, 468 in yards per game. Leaning Indiana. Points, 41-38. You go to defense, they're 6th and 2nd. They give up 15, and Indiana gives up 10. Indiana played a little easier schedule, a little easier. There's not that much separating these teams at all. And if you want to give me 4 points, I'm going to take the points because I think this game is going to go down to the last possession, and we're going to get a classic here. And I think this game's going to be decided by a field goal, if not overtime. I think, and I'm going to take the points here. The Ducks are way too good to give over a field goal to. I got to take the points here, Jimmy, on a neutral site. I know they beat them in the duck pond, but I got to take the Ducks here.
I could see it happening.
Oh,
I don't have a ton of conviction, but I think it's going to be a good game.
All right. Well, that's perfect segue as we're going to end, as we always do with NFL, some NFL talk here for the next 30 minutes or so. Ryan's going, oh my God, because of the run by Henry. I don't know if it's coming back or not. I see a flag on the field.
It's coming back.
Oh, they chop blocked him.
It's coming back, apparently. But, Jimmy, since we're watching it in live time, it's not going to matter because no one's going to follow our picks. I got to tell you, I was telling Ryan before we started recording, because of you and chirping in my ear, I did a 180 on this game and actually have a pretty sizable play. One of my biggest plays of the week on Pittsburgh, getting 3.5.
Oh, yeah.
You're still riding Pitt here?
Yeah, I don't know if they win the game or not, but I think they're going to keep this tight.
What the fuck did he do?
He played football, and that's what you get penalized for in the NFL.
I don't know.
We'll get to that later. But Jimmy,
sorry.
Oh, wait for it. Yeah, you know what? They called the same thing, almost exactly the same thing earlier in the Arizona game.
What?
Did you see what? Yeah. Well, it was like Jacoby Brissett had a pass for must have been 50, 60 yards down the field. They called the offensive lineman for that comeback chop.
But Henry's already out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a bad call. It's a bad call. It's a football play. There wasn't a cheap shot.
No,
he was in front of him. Actually, it wasn't even.
Yeah, he was in front of him. That's bullshit.
Same thing happened. I'm telling you, the same thing happened, only in the backfield. But he hit him. It was in front of him, but he came back to block him. I was shocked they called it. It was in a game that didn't matter to anybody ever, because we're not talking about the Arizona Cardinals. But if there's very few teams I'd rather be than the Browns, or wouldn't want to be other than. But the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Jets are two of them.
Not only was Flowers in front of the blocker who he blocked from the proper position, but Henry was like another 2 yards beyond him. Distance.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it wasn't even that big of a penalty. They still 1st and 10 at the 40. So
ridiculous.
But Jimmy, to your point, that's exactly what my theory is on this game. That just like the Bucks, because I don't know why my intuition told me yesterday, take the Bucks, play them big, but play the money line minus 146. And don't lay the 3. Same in this game. If you said Ravens money line, okay, I can deal with it. But 3.5, no. The Ravens, to me, will find a way to let the Steelers lose by 3. They'll find a way. If not 2 or 1, it'll happen. Will the Ravens win? Yeah, probably where I lean. But somehow, some way, Jimmy's convinced me the Steelers are going to cover the spread.
Yeah. I think they are, and I didn't see it because we were obviously recording it on. So I didn't see who won the coin flip, and I almost always say defer. But in this scenario, because we've talked about it, I think Steelers need to jump out early. I would have taken the ball if I was the Steelers.
It's funny how they didn't call that hold, but they called the terrible block that wasn't a penalty. But that was an absolute hold right there to prevent the guy from getting a Lamar for the first down. And by the way, I will say this before we move on: you got to just respect T.J. Watt, just coming off injury to play in this game. There's no way he was missing this game.
I mean, those brothers.
Will he be effective? I don't know. I mean,
you don't want to poke a Watt boy.
The fact that he's out there is just something.
I mean, the Steelers have to sell out to stop the run, and if Lamar beats you over the top, he can, but he hasn't played in a few games. Count on him his timing being a little off. If you're going to lose, let it be through the air.
Oh God!
Don't let Lamar and Derrick Henry run all over you all game if you can help it.
All right, some news coming out. Rivers, obviously, done for good as a player, he says, but he's gaining a lot of steam in the head coaching department.
Interesting.
Could we see Philip Rivers as a head coach next year, Jimmy, in the NFL?
It's possible. I'd rather see him as a player coach.
Dude. I'd love it. The problem is, I think that what we learned in this experiment, and again, I think he managed the game very well, like the pro he is, but he just doesn't have the arm strength. He can't throw.
He doesn't, which is odd because that's the last thing to go, right? The punchers, the strength is the last thing to go. So once that's gone, yeah, he was all mind. You know, thinking about the Colts though, there was a really good chance they weren't going to win those games, no matter who quarterbacked them. They were playing the Seahawks and a red-hot 49ers team that nobody could stop. Like, I don't know that Danny Dimes would have won those games either, right? But Danny went down. I mean, he went down and wasn't Phillip there? Was he there the next week? I mean, it happened really quickly. So I think they were going to 8-5, you know, with him going down anyway, and then it just continued on. Something along those lines. So
we all work in whatever industry we work in, and I was thinking about it as I was watching him a little bit. And we've got these specialists out there, right? That quarterback position, we've talked about it many times. Like those top 10 guys, whoever they are, they're not always who you'd expect. They're not always the genetic monsters. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're tall, sometimes they're better at this or that. But at the same point, like, it is very difficult to identify those people. And this 44-year-old dude who was one of those people got off a couch. Not to say he was disengaged. He's a high school coach, right? Like, he's doing his thing. You know, he's
but he didn't
practice.
look overly engaged. Like,
no, but he didn't look terrible out there either. You know what I mean? Like, he had the puffy old man rib cage things on, the pads. But other than that, there's some serious value. And I think, you know, you guys were talking about what we gained from this. I think that knowledge that he has, the ability to execute, is something that is very difficult to teach. And you watch Bird coach, right, in the NBA. He had a very difficult time translating. Jordan flat out said, I'm never fucking coaching people less than me. I can't do it. I'll kill myself, right? So what's the value of that guy, right? Why not make him some sort of fucking guru? 5 days a year, bring him in, pay him $20 million, and let him just attack your guys and teach, you know? Because those things, we've talked about it so many times with these idiots who keep running, right? Learn to, and it's not about Brady, but Brady, Manning, whoever you want to talk about, turtle up, man. When that 350-pounder gets close to you, duck. Being on the field is more important than this 5 or even 50 yards. So I just think there's some value in that mentorship and the ability, and I applaud the guy. I would love to get out there and ever be able to have those skills, but that never happened.
All right. I wrote down, obviously, because I didn't know how this was going to go before we started recording. I wrote down last night, the Bucs survived somehow, but who cares? Doesn't matter now. But the refs took an absolute beating on social media for their terrible performance in the Panthers. Every call they made against the Panthers was wrong and basically got the Bucs to win. And again, when is someone finally going to step in and hold these idiots accountable? They are the worst. I can't believe the number one sport has the worst officiating crews in American sports. It is terrible. What happened in the Colts game today was criminal. The referee who ejected Alex Pierce should be dismissed from his position tomorrow and never allowed to officiate another professional game. Alex Pierce argued the call, which I don't know why. He was clearly out, but he argued the call nonetheless. Fine. Unsportsmanlike, no problem. All he did, and Jimmy, if you missed it, was turn to talk to the official. His shoulder grazed the official. He threw him out of the game for contacting the official. There was nothing egregious. He wasn't doing it to be intimidating. He wasn't doing it aggressively. They tossed him. How does nobody step in and say, hey, dude, you're about to make a huge mistake?
I think you're 100% on it, and I think that's going to happen. But like I said last show, I think that unfortunately it's going to take an off-season correction here. And it hopefully will be aggressive because I think it's embarrassing for people that are making, from what I read, $250,000 a year for 2-3 days of work. Respectfully, they work hard, but they can't be making these calls to affect these people that are making a lot more than them, frankly.
Yeah, and they're ruining games. They're ruining games. They're deciding division titles. I mean, it's
the whole job of a ref, right?
And the problem is
to referee and be in the middle, not to decide things.
If they were right, I'd completely be like, all right, well, look, it was a penalty. They're wrong more times than not, where it wasn't even a penalty.
I mean, they all get graded at the end of the year, but then we all have the same conversation.
It's just getting way, way, way too much. It's at some point, and I know we say it every week on here. I sit here and go, I can't wait to see how the refs decide the NFL Super Bowl this year and the playoffs and who actually gets there, because we both know it's going to happen. It's going to happen next weekend. We're going to watch a team win or lose because of a call that was probably wrong.
Well, listen back. I know you don't listen. Well, do you listen to them or you just not watch them? Episodes back.
Like these?
Yeah.
No, I don't listen or watch anything.
So I listen to most of them back. But I was listening to them. I was listening to them back, and now I forgot what I was going to say because I asked that question. Sorry.
I'm sure it was good.
Yeah, probably.
All right, well, here's what I'm going to segue to, and then if you think of it, Ryan, please chime back in. The Seahawks-Niners game last night.
Ugh.
I said this to Ryan before we started recording. Jimmy, does Brock Purdy know Juszczyk's on his team? Because They kept running him in motion all night, and he was literally wide open, and all Purdy would do was force the ball to McCaffrey or Kittle. He knows Juszczyk plays for him, right?
Yeah, and this is coming off of them looking unstoppable on offense, like basically not punting in the month of December.
He threw him the ball one time, and he gained like 8 yards easily, and then he was wide open the rest of the game. He didn't even look his direction.
I don't know. It makes, this whole Sam Darnold, I mean, now he gets in and he really is number one. They pulled this game off. I was really high on the Niners, but after seeing that, I don't know.
I will say I had a nice play on the Seahawks last night because I just had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen to Sam Darnold twice. He's been playing way too good.
He was pumped up, man. He was a bad motherfucker out there, and he was excited.
I had a very small play the other way, and I lost it, but I thought there was no way this team that's been looking dominant, coached by Kyle Shanahan at home, is going to all of a sudden lay down. The only thing they didn't do well was get after the quarterback, and I was wrong.
Well, you know what I think it is, Jimmy? I think that Seattle D is just sneaky good, and they might be better than the Texans.
You guys talked about that a lot in the beginning of the season, like before the season, how good they were.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was looking at defenses earlier, and if you look at the points allowed, at least, and I know that's not the totality of what a defense would be. They're neck and neck. Houston has allowed 295 points. Seattle has allowed 292. So they're right there.
Yeah,
and by far the two best in the league.
Two best in the league, and would not shock me if we're sitting here in 4 weeks discussing Seahawks Super Bowl.
Could be.
All right, Jimmy. Well, you know what? Let's talk about another Seahawk before we get to Jimmy's Browns. I don't know if you saw, but Marshawn Lynch is just, him plus the Manning cast is just absolute gold.
I didn't see it.
He came back on, and they referenced his first appearance in season 1 where he kept cursing, not knowing he was on, ESPN. So they told him about it, and that, it was probably a hefty fine, and he just goes, oh, let's get it out of the way quickly here. Shit, fuck, and just kept going off and then went into it. Peyton Manning's face was priceless, and then he just kept saying shit the whole time.
Awesome. Good for him.
He's absolute gold on that show. He should be
he's
third
a
member
golden
of the
type
Manning
of
cast.
person, though.
From
what we know,
All right, Jimmy.
I don't know what else he's been in, but he was in. I think he was in Westworld, one of the seasons of Westworld.
Was he?
Yeah,
that's one of the greatest fucking shows.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think it was the third season. I like it too. I just got sick of having to read a synopsis after the season of what I actually watched, and
yeah. The first 2 were good, and then it got a little wonky.
It got really tough to follow timelines.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you called it, so the stage is yours. You said this probably 4 weeks ago. I hope you bet it and made some money, but your boy, he got the sack record.
Did. I thought he would have got it a long time ago, but he got it in the nick of time. Good for him. Just to get a sack today was minus 370. So I didn't go anywhere near it. But
if you saw him, he really made an effort to get to it.
Yeah.
There was a run before that sometime that he almost got there, and he was really hustling. The one he got to him really turned the corner. It was a great job.
No, look, it's good to see him not giving up. The Browns won the last couple games. They should have won. They should have probably had 7 or 8 wins this season, and that's not saying they should have. They should have beat the Jets. They allowed to, right? They should have won opening day. They had that game locked up, but they didn't have a kicker to beat the Bengals the first time. But they didn't give up. They played hard to the end, and it's good to see Myles Garrett. I'm sure the record was the reason, but I trust that Myles Garrett was going to play hard regardless because it's kind of the kind of player he is. So it's good to see. Glad he's on our team.
I am a Patriots fan, and we had a lot of good years, and then we had some bad years. And I was the first guy to be like, sucks. Your Browns suck this year. They're terrible. What are we talking about? That was nice. They had 4 wins, 5 wins.
No, but they were a bad team. But they weren't terrible was the Jets. Terrible was the Raiders, who I thought might be good. Terrible was what the Cardinals have become, winning 3 games. And
the Raiders got the number 1 draft pick. What do you got? Nothing.
Because they're terrible. Because they're terrible. right?
You guys are
The
also
Browns
bad.
had a good defense, and they have some solid pieces on offense. They need more skilled players on offense. They need an offensive line, and of course, they need to figure out who's going to play quarterback. But they were competitive. How about that? They were competitive.
Call me
were,
whatever you want. It's real hard to watch my team when they have less than 7 or 8 wins.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
great, but it's worse when you're watching your team and they're the New York Jets and they're just getting hammered.
But they're the Browns. It's not that much better.
Hey, look, I watched a lot of Browns football, and they were, like I said, they were in competitive football games quite a bit.
Wow.
I'll tell you this. The one thing I can guarantee you tomorrow, if it hasn't come out already, is Pete Carroll was one and done. He will be fired.
Yeah.
Someone else will be making that number 1 draft pick. It will not be Pete Carroll. And I know this has been out there for a while. If Mike Tomlin and this team doesn't play competitively tonight and keep this game close, he'll be fired tomorrow too.
No way.
Or within the week.
Nope.
I don't know if they'll get. I think
Absolutely
it'll be like
not.
I think it would be a Belichick Patriots thing where they part amicably, right?
No. There's no way. I'm going on record as no chance that happens.
They've been
This
saying
guy has not had a losing record in, 20-something years, 18 years? There's no way they can him. No way.
I mean, they were saying it a month ago it was going to happen.
That was just behind the scenes. I think
it was conjecture, and then the fans were upset. I mean, you might be right, but if that happens, Mike Tomlin won't have the Belichick effect. He'll be hired.
They're worst case 9-8 here.
If Mike Tomlin gets fired tomorrow, all the other teams will fire their coaches as fast as they can.
Absolutely, the bottom 22 will fire their coaches. 100%.
The problem is so if Vegas gives Pete Carroll the boot and they bring someone else in. A lot of there's some popular names out there right now. A lot of coordinators, some retreads, people that were once. But I think you don't need an offensive guru, but you want somebody that can bring a quarterback along. I think the Ben Johnson that's showing what he's doing. I mean, I was thinking today when we were watching the Detroit-Chicago game, what a difference the year makes. 2 games into the season, Detroit whooped Chicago. It looked like this was they were 0-2, going to get crushed all year, and now here we are,
fucking
week
Detroit
18.
wins tonight.
Yeah, a meaningless game. So. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see who they bring in there.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I think whoever goes there has got a big uphill battle to face because that team, besides Max Crosby, I mean, who on that roster do you love?
Nobody.
Genty did not turn out to be a great running back.
Yeah. Brock Bowers. You got one piece on each side of the ball. You got one piece on each side of the ball. That's it.
Yep. That's it.
And
is Bowers, I mean, is he going to be back? I mean, is he going to be, I mean, he's been injured all year. I mean, how is he going to come back in year 3 for him?
Yeah, they have a lot of work.
A lot of work to do. All right. We don't have the times yet, which we can speculate, but we do have, obviously, the matchups. Except whoever wins this game will play the 5 seed in the AFC. So we know we're getting Bills Jags right now. Opening line Bills -1.5, basically a pick 'em. We will break these down again on Friday. But initial thoughts, Jimmy, here. If you had to make a pick today, Bills or Jags?
Look, I'm going Bills. Maybe that's a stupid pick. Maybe it's an emotional pick. The Jags burned us before. I mean, the Jags have looked better and better. We've made fun of them early in the year. We've had to eat our words a little bit on that. But I'm going to trust Josh Allen and Buffalo putting a game plan together. Liam Cohen is a rookie head coach. I just think that Buffalo is going to go in there and they're going to take him. I do. And again, maybe that's somewhat betting with my heart because I want that to happen. But I'm not betting against Josh Allen against that team.
Oh, this is such a tough game because I would love to see Josh Allen move on. But I don't know what I've seen from the Bills team that makes me think they can go to Jacksonville and get a win. That's kind of where I'm stuck here. I think it's a great line. My God, right now, and we'll talk more on the next show. If I'm making a play here, I am probably taking Jacksonville to win this game at home.
I fear that might happen.
They've burnt me too many times this year. I'm not doing it again.
The only thing I think is you're throwing all caution to the wind because it's a playoff game. So every time Josh has to be a Superman, has to run. I mean, I know he ran a lot anyway, but every time something needs to happen, you can do that in this game. And I'm going to trust that he's going to find a way to make it happen.
You could be right. I don't see it.
I think there's no way that Josh Allen can lose this game. As Jimmy said, he's going to throw all caution to the wind. But because of that, I'm going to go the other direction and go with the Jags because they've just fucking failed me every time they had the opportunity. They beat my team. They've fucking not covered. There's a variety of things they've done. So I am going Jaguars, and I would not normally. It's basically opposite. It's George Costanza. It's opposite of what I should bet. That's what I'm going with.
My heart says Bills, but my head says Jags.
Oh, I love if Allen wins, I love it. I'm not betting this actually, but if I'm going on,
I will likely bet it,
you.
and I will likely bet the Bills.
Yeah, you'll probably talk me into it Friday night, and we'll probably bet the Bills together, and I'll probably be mad at you. All right, Packers. This line, when I saw it, I looked at it 3 times because I didn't believe it was the opening line. Packers giving 1.5 to the Bears. I am all in on the Bears. Bears win this game at home at Soldier Field. Bears win. Bears win. I don't know how else to say it.
What's the line?
I'm with you. Like the Packers are
far better.
Like floundering down as the season goes. They've lost Micah Parsons. I don't understand. That's the only reason that I'm like second guessing it because it seems why. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the fucking season of Costanza. I'm with you. Let's go Bears.
Why are they
Green Bay
the
all
dogs?
fucking season?
They won the division. Like I don't get it. Like why aren't the Bears the favorite in this game?
Rams really on the road. Look, Stafford's been great. This team's been great, but 10 to Carolina.
I'm going to avoid this game. I'm avoiding this game like the plague. If I was going to bet it, I'd probably bet the Rams, as crazy as it sounds. Carolina, good for them, backdooring it in with Atlanta winning today. I just think the same thing. I think Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, Blake Corum starting to Kyren Williams. There's too much that they can do. I think they're going to figure it out. I think this is like one of those 31-10 games where LA goes in there and just takes them out.
I'm going Rams money line.
You're gonna be laying a lot for it.
You're laying the wood there.
Yeah, depending what it is. I mean, I'm not. If it's not reasonable, if it's not less than.
Yeah,
no,
675.
It's just an avoid. It's fuck it. Pick some line. Somebody to score a touchdown or somebody to rush some whatever it is.
I'm looking right now. There's not going to be much out yet for props, but I kind of understand what Ryan's saying here, and I agree to an extent. I think I'm going to look at I'll give you an update Friday. I'm going to look at a Carolina Panthers team total because I think it's going to be low, and I think they can score. Look, Bryce Young has proven he can move the ball. The Rams are very good. They're a very good team, but I'll tell you what. You want to give me 10? If this moves to 10.5 even, at home, the Panthers to keep it within 10.5?
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I think the Rams have shown us in the playoffs that they don't love blowing teams out.
Yeah, and look, they haven't played great lately, so that would be the one argument that I would make against them.
So I had to make a pick with the spread here, Jimmy. I think I would. I would take the Panthers, get 10.5.
What about 10?
Well, if you look at the juice, it's already way juiced to the Rams, so I have a suspicion this is going to move to 10.5.
Probably right, yeah.
Here's another one. Looks like it'll probably move to 3.5 based on the juice already, but Eagles right now -3, -120, hosting the Niners. Interesting.
I mean, I'm going to talk. I see the 3 there. I'm going to actually blow my pick. So I have a very small play on San Francisco to make the Super Bowl because I called it a few weeks ago. But when I said earlier that Seattle and Houston were number 1 and 2, like 295 and 290, it wasn't close. It isn't, but the next 2 closest are Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia plays good defense. San Francisco just got shut down. They're going to Philadelphia. They could have been the 1 seed if they won that game and played the whole thing at home. Instead, they're traveling to Philly. I think Philly wins this game. I'll lay the 3. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I like Philly here myself. I think the Niners, unfortunately, It's funny because if the Niners won last night, we'd probably be sitting here talking about them making a Super Bowl run. But the fact that they have to go to Philly now as the 6th seed, it's unfortunate.
Well, it changes it.
I think, it changes everything. I think the Eagles win this game. Knock them out.
I can't doubt the Phillies. I know they've had an up and down year relative to the last couple of years, but they've got this covered, I think. And I'm a huge Niners fan in a lot of ways this year. They have somehow navigated very difficult challenges with injuries and everything, and just not seen too many bumps. But this may be the end of the road.
All right. Last game on the slate. Ryan, we'll throw it to you.
You go first.
Chargers, Patriots. Patriots giving 3.5 to the Chargers. Would you lay the 3.5?
I am not going to do much with this other than just know that they're going to win in my heart, because that's what I'm going to be rooting on. I don't bet playoffs and the Patriots. I don't combine the two, other than that time that I told the story about already.
No, I remember. Yeah.
Not doing it. But I think that the Patriots, if I'm not laying money, I think that the Patriots have a very good shot here. I'm a little nervous about the Chargers. They sat their guy today. He's going to be rested. They're coming in across the country. I don't know, man. I think just at home, we're 8-0 this year. We have some kind of confidence. We seem to have fixed those off-the-field problems, i.e. like facility shit. People seem happier, and there's something going on there with Vrabel. There's some magic starting, and people want to talk about it a little bit, but you were part of the last 25 years with Belichick and that whole ignition. There was a lot going on there behind the scenes. Key players taking way less than they needed to, coaches sticking around for longer than they needed to. There's something going on, and I think it's starting again, and I feel good about it. So as a fan, I'm super excited, but I'm not putting any money on it.
Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm going to say give me the Chargers here. I think that the Patriots look like a better team. I think they could win this game, but 3 and a hook, I'm going to take the Chargers. Harbaugh and have been let down before. They blew a big lead to Jacksonville. I think they're going to smarten up. I think they have a good game plan. They're winners. They may lose the game, but they're going to keep it close. So I would take the 3.5. I'm not saying they're going to win for sure, but yeah, I would take the 3.5 before I laid the 3.5.
This is a tough game, but I kind of agree with what Jimmy's saying. If we're going to get a field goal game in week 1, this one to me screams it one way or another within 3. I think these teams are evenly matched. I think the Chargers will try to control the clock. I think Herbert will do enough to keep them in the game. Wouldn't shock me at all if the Patriots move on and win by 3. But I think this stays within a field goal. I think this is going to be our most competitive game of the weekend, because I think the Jags game is going to go one way or another. One team is going to win by double digits. Bills are going to surprise us all and go out and win by 10, or the Jags are going to blow them out. It's going to be one or the other. I think this is the game that's going to come down to a field goal at the gun.
You guys aren't wrong, because this is going to be their test, right? Like, they've played some good teams, but on the whole, I don't know what the actual strength of schedule is, but it's somewhere around 330, right? They're playing less than 500 teams on the whole. So this is going to be when they got to step up. But also, culture is what overcomes that kind of challenge, right? When you don't have the best of everybody, right? You made no fucking moves in free trade, right? There were no moves. They were the one team that had probably the most money to spend and did nothing. And respect to them. And you know what? If they're building on the future, if they really believe in the locker room, this is when it's going to start. And other than that, we may run into a buzzsaw. You look at May versus it's one of the things I have written down. If you look at May versus that Jacksonville Lawrence, right? I mean, that kid's playing against teams that are 535 in schedule. Yet the stats are roughly the same. Like, who do you give more credit to? I don't know. But you can't say that May's fucked up, right? You can't say that the defense is fucked up. You can say they're all like proven their worth. They were a shitty team the last 2 years, and they're getting a better strength of schedule next year because of it for sure. But this year it wasn't, and they beat what they could. And we'll see what happens. But I'm very excited to watch the game. I'm a huge fan. I really liked it. at least we're putting a product out there that has some sort of skill set. Like the Cam Newton shit, as fun as that was to think about, it wasn't good. Mac Jones, love the dude in San Francisco. Don't love him with the Patriots, right? So it's fun. And forgetting anything else, it is the most fun NFL weekend to watch. I know, Greg, you take your time and huddle up during those first 4 days of March Madness. Like, same thing with this day.
Yeah,
these couple days are the next best
Wild card weekend's awesome. Yeah,
fucking the next best 100%. Nothing even tries to compete with that. Wives, dogs, sitcoms, whatever.
All right, so we're gonna end with this. We know, and from what we're seeing, it's going to be the Ravens-Texans in Houston. How would, if you were scheduling this, what would your 2 Saturday games be? Who would you put in the Saturday window? We'll see if we get these right.
Okay. You want my list first? You want Ryan to go?
Go ahead, Jimmy. Who do you think the Saturday?
All right, so we're waiting on the Ravens Steelers, and they're going to make
it's going to be Ravens Texans. I mean, if you have eyes, it's going to be
Ravens. It's going to be Ravens Texans. So this is what I would put for
Terrible
Saturday.
By the way, Jimmy, I blame you. I'm going to send you a bill. Fucking unbelievable. I said the Ravens, no chance they were going to lose. Jimmy convinced me that Aaron Rodgers, he looks like a goddamn mummy out there. Go ahead.
Well, the shot you got to take at this point is the fact that what did we just complain about? They went for it on 4th and 1 at their own 45, punt the ball, play the field position game, make them go the whole field. Instead, they said no. That's not what we're gonna do. This is what I would do.
I'll walk to Jimmy's house nude if the Steelers pull this off. Go ahead.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
That's how confident I am. That
I will drive north for that.
So
we'll do the Forrest Gump. I'll just video you down the road.
I'm going to make the least interesting game the first game on Saturday.
Okay.
I'm going to make the most interesting game probably the second game on Sunday.
Tell me what the fuck they are. What is the okay?
So the least interesting game is the Rams and the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's
let's get that out of the way.
4:30 game. I'm with you. I think it's a 4:30 game Saturday.
4:30.
You there?
Yes.
All right, so we're all in agreement. We think that we're going to lead off with the Rams and Panthers at 4:30.
I think so. Saturday night, you got to put a big game. You got to put something people are going to be interested in, but not the biggest game. You put the Chargers.
What are our 3 options?
Put the Chargers and the Patriots because it's a big game. It's Saturday night. It's a big.
What are the other 2 games though?
San Francisco, Philly. Well, you got to play another probably an AFC game. You got Bills, Jags. You got Packers.
Just rank them 1 through 4. So 4 is the one you said at 4:30 on.
We get 6 games.
You get 6 games. So what games do you want? So we get 2
Saturday,
3
Sunday,
Sunday,
3 Sunday, 1 Monday. Okay,
yeah.
My bad. Got it. I'm sorry.
So we've agreed we're going Rams, Packers to kick it off. It's football. We'll all be excited. It's the first one.
Yeah.
And I'm going Chargers, Pats, Saturday night special.
Sure.
I think they're gonna go Bills Jags on Saturday night.
Why? You gotta have I don't mean any disrespect, and I don't mean the Patriots are a bigger brand.
Oh, Bills Mafia is much bigger. It's not. Yeah. No.
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, all right.
Well, the Bills Mafia is more probably more historic, but there are just more people generally speaking in New England. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I'll give you both. I'm going to say that's a tie.
I was just thinking
the Bills and Josh Allen right now are a bigger deal than New England and Drake May is yet.
So I agree with Jimmy. I think we're going to go Carolina to start. I'm going to go Bills Jags Saturday night. I think we get the Patriots to kick off our Sunday. I think we go Patriots Sunday. Then we lead into the Niners Eagles. I think we get Sunday night. I think NBC says, give me fucking Packers Bears. That's what I want. And then we get the winner of this game.
You think that's the biggest? That's the number 1 pick between those?
No, but it's the number 1 rivalry that's happening.
I think that's the number 1 game.
I'm not arguing. I was just asking the question.
To Ryan's question he's asking, yes, I think that's the number 1 game. I think Packers Bears.
And that's why I think they kick that to Monday night.
Nope, I think it's going to be Texans and whoever wins this game Monday night, because the Monday night game traditionally isn't the best game.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I would guess
about,
Sunday night is the big game.
I don't think it's
whatever
going to be
it
the
is.
best game, though, and they could hype that the whole time. A historic rivalry. Gives them more time for the
Look,
storyline.
We'll come back on Friday and we'll see if I'm wrong or not. This is what I think. Bears, Packers either play the Fox game at 4:00 or the NBC game at 8:00 on Sunday. They do not burn that game on Monday or Saturday.
You could be right. I think this, like I said,
wouldn't shock me at all, Jimmy, if they switch and go Texans Ravens on 1:00 and put the Patriots in the Sunday night game and sandwich it with the Bears.
See, I think I've named my first two. I think Sunday night is going to be Niners Eagles because the Niners fans on the West Coast, right? It's a late game. That's another reason I think you're going to get Chargers Pats Saturday night because you've got, even though there's no Chargers fans anywhere, so it doesn't matter. But if they existed, they theoretically live on the West Coast.
I don't think they burn the Patriots on Saturday night. I think they burn them Sunday at 1:00. They'll get a huge audience on CBS.
See, I think they burn Houston.
Remember, just keep in mind, tonight doesn't get great ratings.
It's true.
It's not a great ratings. It's
but
not a
it
great
would get
rating.
better if you put on like a big game. I think they burn Houston.
Jags to get two small markets, but intriguing to get people to the set. Patriots 1:00. Everybody's watching.
I think you get Bills, Jags, or maybe you get Houston, and then I think you get Baltimore, Houston to kick the day off, but it'd be a noon start.
I think that's going to be the Sunday. I think that's going to be the Monday game. I really do.
Maybe.
It's going to be interesting.
I would go Monday, Chicago, Green Bay. I'd kick the day off with the Bills, Jags. I'd move on to Houston, and then I'd end it in Philly.
Look, we've said a lot tonight. We've said it all. I don't know what happens, but I know we'll be back here Friday watching Jimmy's Hoosiers lose to the Ducks. We're going to do it in live time, and we're going to give you our picks for this weekend. We're going to give you who we really, really like in these wildcard games. What I can tell you is the Ravens will definitely be there. Jimmy, you owe me a lot of money for making me bet the Steelers. Final words, Jimmy.
Big Aaron Rodgers comeback. He's not done.
Yeah, it's over. Ryan.
I don't know what that was about, but no, I'm good.
I'll end it like I've ended it a few times in this last month.
With disappointment and tears.
It's all about the U. We'll see you next time.